Our Computex 2024 coverage is made possible by ASUS, G-Skill, Fantex, Team Group, Lian Li, ASRock, Corsair, XPG, Thermaltake, Clev, Montech, and Seasonic. Welcome back, guys. I'm Stuart from GGF, and it is Computex Day 3. Now, we are back at the ASUS booth, and we're going to check out a few laptops. Now, it is jam-packed here with a heap of people, so I do apologize if it is a little bit noisy. So these first three laptops here are their new ProArt range, and then on my left here, which will be your right, is a Zenbook we're going to look at. Now, a lot of information here I can't disclose. A lot of these CPUs are either still being announced or still being launched during Computex right here. So let's talk about these two here. These are the ProArt P16 and the ProArt PX13. So this one here is 16-inch. It is a 60 Hz 4K display, and on the smaller one, the PX13, it is a 13-inch 3K display, and once again, 60 Hz for that one. Now, for the CPU, it is a bit of a mouthful. It's a AMD Ryzen AI, of course, being Computex this year, everything's about AI. So it's an AI 9HX370 processor. So yes, quite a bit of a mouthful. Now there's really no testing on that. We don't know how these are going to perform to current gens that are out, but we can see in Task Manager here, there is a total of 24 threads. So that's broken down into 4 Zen 5 performance cores, and then we have 8 Zen 5C efficiency cores, and they are hyper-threaded as well, so that gives you the 24. So these should be pretty good. I wouldn't mind testing one of these because I have a current high-end ProArt from ASUS that's already out, and the performance on that is pretty good, so I'll be keen to see how good these ones go. And now, speaking of AI, I noticed on the spec card, so it says it's a Copilot supported PC. The guy said that that's not supported yet, but in a future update that will be supported. And now I noticed that they've got a lot of TOPS measurements, so that's 50 TOPS or TOPS. That is the tera operations per second, so that's how the AI is measured. For me, I don't do too much in AI, but for those who want to know, obviously that's going to be a measurement for your AI work, and that's on both of those, so that's basically what this processor can do. In terms of GPUs, you're looking at up to a 4070 on both of these, so that is an NVIDIA RTX 4070. This one has the discrete 4070, this one does have the discrete 4070, and then they also have the AMD, which is built in, which is the 8800M for that one. For storage support, you're looking at 2 actual physical slots. That's good, it's not soldered. And then on the smaller 13, it is 1 physical slot for your storage. And then for the memory, you're looking at 32 and then up to 64, and that is soldered on those. Now, this is a standard laptop design, but on this one, which is pretty cool, is, as you can see, it's like this, and then it can fold all the way around. I hope it can, or else I'm just gonna break it, but I'm pretty sure it can. And they have like a tablet style, and it should rotate around like that. So that's actually pretty cool how you've got that like that. And now moving on to the ProArt PZ13. Now once again, even ASUS can't disclose much information, but this one is running a Snapdragon processor. Now I didn't even know they were in these type of laptops. Now I have a Z13 Flow from ROG, and this is kind of a similar design. You've got the magnetic clip-on keyboard like that, and now you can detach it and use it as a tablet like that, and then it just attaches again. And then once again, this is a 13-inch 3K display, and it is the 60 Hz for that one. Now for storage on the PZ13, you've got soldered for both. Now that's understandable because this is such a small device. You're looking up to 2 terabytes for storage and 32 gigabytes for memory. Now one other thing I didn't cover on all of these do come with a pen. Now I want to know with your thoughts, when you do get a touch pen with these laptops, if you've ever had one, there's no actual way you can hold these, unlike on like a phone. When they come with the pen, it normally goes in the side and it holds it for you. Now I've got a ProArt laptop that came with a pen, and I have no idea where that pen is because you can't store it on the laptop. Now notice with this one here, it does have a bit of a holder, but on these two, there's nowhere to store it, so I think it would be good if they could put like a pocket on the side where it slides in, and then they could also charge it as well. Now lastly, I want to cover this one over here. This one is the Zenbook. I also have a Zenbook, which is the Zenbook Pro Duo with the dual screens. This one's a slightly different one. It's just got the single screen. Now, once again, this is running the same CPU as in the other one. It's that AI 9HX. Now, this has no dedicated graphics. It's just the built-in Radeon 8800M. So between this laptop and like the ROG gaming ones and the ProArts, these Zenbooks kind of sit in the middle. They're not like their high-end ProArts. They're not like the editing ones. It's just more of a in-between laptop. Now for storage, you're looking at a dedicated slot, which is good, so it's not soldered. That's up to 2 terabytes, and then for the memory, it's up to 32 gigabytes. And one thing I did want to cover on the screens, this one over here is the 3K 120 Hertz, but all of these are OLED, which is, I think, the push that a lot of brands are moving to, so you will get that very, very vibrant image. One last thing I want to talk about on this one over here is how they've come up with this texture on the back. Now this is what they're calling Cera aluminum. I don't know if I said that right, but the process of this is aluminum, but it goes in liquid and then they run a current across it and it makes it in between aluminum and ceramic. It's going to be so hard to get this on film. I'll get some B-roll, but this is just like nothing I've seen before, and it makes it have that real funky. It doesn't feel rough, but it looks rough, but it's not. It's smooth. It's just really hard to explain. Now lastly here, I just want to cover these 3 all-in-one coolers. Now previously, ASUS has had the ProArt LC360, but this is a 360 version, so obviously it's going to be slightly smaller and it'll have better support in most cases. Now the only difference here is with the fans. Now previously the fans were the Noctua, now they've gone with the Alpha Cool. I believe these are the Apex, and they just look so good in this setup. They look so stealthy. I just can't describe how good that black looks on the side, and it's just nice and aesthetically pleasing to the eye. Now I know that Alpha Cool do these in different colors, so it's not going to stop anyone from having extra fans and changing these, because I know Alpha Cool do these in gold, they do them in white, and they do them in chrome as well. Like, that would look pretty sick when they have the chrome on the top. Now the reason why ASUS have gone with these rather than the Noctua, surprisingly, they preferred the fans for the sound signature. They said it's sort of the mid-range, it had less rumble as to the Noctua ones had, so they purely went with those for the sound signature to make them sound a little bit quieter in your system. Now moving down here, these are quite interesting. ASUS have now launched their Prime all-in-one coolers. So before, we've had the ProArt, they've had the Strix high-end coolers, and now they also had the Tough, but now we have the Prime. So the Prime will be the starting level. So they've always had the Prime cases, Prime PSUs are recently launched. There's also a Prime GPU around the back, the other side of me. I won't really cover too much on that, but yeah, they've also got a Prime GPU that is up to 4070. So that's basically the same sizing as a ProArt GPU, but they've saved costs on things like the backplate, the shroud. Instead of being aluminum or the steel, it is now plastic. It's going to be cheaper. It's the same slot dimensions as the ProArt. It is going to be shorter. I believe he said it's about 269 millimeters long, so it'll fit in more cases. But moving on to these two, they have the Prime all-in-one cooler. So now they've pretty much got Prime for everything: the case, the motherboards, the all-in-one cooler, and the PSU. Now one thing I want to talk about, I didn't talk about on the ProArt, are the pumps for these. The middle one here, the LCD, is running an ASUS Tech. That's probably a Gen 8, but the two on the side, I can't talk about ASUS set, I can't say anything. They are an unknown pump, which I can't talk about. Now, obviously, the main difference here, everything else is the same. The main difference is one's using a screen and one is not. So it's kind of interesting why they went with the ASUS Tech inside for this one, and then the different one for this one over here. Now, basically, these are running ARGB fans, and on the side, they have a nice aesthetic. Actually, these are different. I believe they are different fans. I'm not sure why they went with different fans on that. You can see that these ones are more standardized fans, where these ones are a solid, actually these are a solid one piece, so these are just one 360 lot of fans, where these ones are actual different fans. But yeah, can't say too much on these. These are brand new and there's not much information. Now at the moment these are 360s. I don't think these will be coming out in 420, because being the start of the series, the more budget option, I think 360 will be the best support for most cases. Now that's it at the ASUS Computex booth. Now something a little bit different, I don't normally cover laptops, but I wanted to go over those ProArt ones because they are slightly different and they are new. And then those all-in-one coolers as well, being those Prime, they are new as well. But anyway, thanks for watching. I want to thank ASUS for letting me check out all this gear, and I'll see you on the next one.